What are the most basic needs for human survival? Among other things, the most basic requirements to survive are food, clothing, and shelter. Human existence has depended upon the fulfillment of these needs: food for nourishment, clothing and shelter for protection and safety. Well, the list now has definitely become longer. However, it does not diminish the importance of this trio. Every individual strives hard to satisfy these needs, isn't it? This approach of basic needs was actually developed to understand and measure poverty in developing countries. It attempts to define the minimum resources necessary for the physical well-being of a population. How long would you survive without food and water? Not much, isn't it? You have learned that there is a direct impact of food intake upon an individual's health and well-being. A nourishing and balanced diet means a fit and healthy individual. Here are some interesting facts about India. India has made rapid strides in improving rates of under and malnutrition. Yet, India continues to have one of the highest child undernutrition rates, impacting the child's health, development, school performance, and productivity in adult life. In 2020, the Global Hunger Index ranked India at 101 out of 116 countries. 40% of fruits and vegetables and 30% of cereals which are produced are lost before reaching consumer markets. This is because of insufficient supply system. India is home to the largest undernourished population in the world. 189.2 million people, that is 14% of our population, is undernourished. 20% of children under the age of 5 are underweight. 34.7% of children under the age of 5 are stunted. 51.4% women in their reproductive age, that is between 15 to 49 years, are anemic. India is an agricultural country, a main source of livelihood and providing employment to approximately 52% of labor. Ensuring sufficient food for the masses should not have been a problem. Yet, the problem exists. Let us understand the concept of food security. Let us see why there is the need for food security. Let us also study new programs of public distribution system and buffer stock, also the dimensions of food security. In the lesson, Food Security. Let us first take a look at some definitions. According to the Food and Agricultural Organization, which was founded in the year 1983, food security is defined as ensuring that all people at all times have both physical and economic access to the basic food they need. According to the World Health Organization, food security means all people at all times have both physical and economic access to enough food for an active and healthy life. The way in which food is produced and distributed are respectful of the natural processes of the earth and thus sustainable. Both the consumption and the production of food are governed by social values that are just and equitable as well as moral and ethical. The ability to acquire food is ensured. The food itself is nutritionally adequate and personally and culturally acceptable. There are 4 dimensions to food security. They are food availability, access, utilization, and stability. They are also called pillars of food security. Availability of food. It means food must be available in sufficient quantity and of appropriate quality for every citizen of the country. It refers to the physical existence of food. On national level, food availability is a combination of domestic food production, commercial food imports and exports, food aid and domestic food stocks as well. On household level, food could be from own production or bought from local markets. Access implies that adequate resources are available with individuals for acquiring appropriate foods for a nutritious diet. Access is ensured when all households have enough resources to obtain food in sufficient quantity, quality, and diversity for a nutritious diet. This depends mainly on the amount of household resources and on prices. In addition, accessibility is also a question of the physical, social, and political environment. Drastic changes in these dimensions may seriously disrupt food production strategies and threaten food access of affected households. For example, developing countries may be affected by severe droughts or floods more and more frequently. Accordingly, the harvest volume shrinks and prices of food increase, affecting availability and access to food for households. To prevent such negative developments, different technical adaptation measures exist. Utility. It means food should be sufficient and nutritious enough to keep oneself healthy and efficient. Assuming that nutritious food is available and accessible, the household has to decide what food to purchase and how to prepare it, as well as how much to consume and allocate it within the household. Another aspect is the biological utilization. This relates to the ability of the human body to take food and convert it into energy. This gained energy is very important when it comes to daily physical activities. For example, working in agriculture. Stability. This implies that the population of a country must have access to adequate food at all times. Stability is given when the supply on household level remains constant. This includes food, income, and economic resources. Furthermore, it is important to minimize external risks such as natural disaster and climate change, price conflicts, or epidemics through activities and implementations of improving resilience of households. These were the important dimensions of food security.